What is up, guys? It's your boy Rondo back here for another video. Interviewed like 100 people asking if they ever struggled with addiction. So we already know what this video is gonna be about. Even before starting the video, hold on. I just saw this dude's shirt, man. No fucking way, man. This has nothing to do with the video or addiction, but damn. Anyways, addiction comes in many forms. You know what I mean? It's not only like, the addiction people usually look at, which is like addiction to like drugs. And there's different kinds of addictions. Addiction to, being a workaholic, just work, 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 work. That could be an addiction, or being an addiction, or having an addiction to, I don't know, something as odd as fucking let's say drinking soda, a lot of sugar. Maybe you drink it every single day, you can't stop yourself. Or drinking coffee every single day, you can't stop yourself, the caffeine. It can come in many different ways, and maybe, I don't know, something as comforting as doing something weird, but it might not be healthy for your body. Because there was this one lady I saw like on some random ass TV show years ago on television. She would bathe herself in just straight bleach. It's really weird. She couldn't stop herself. It's just, she just liked it. I don't know. See what these people are gonna say to the question of have they ever struggled with addiction, and what kind of addiction.
I saw people doing coke or whatever, and what I thought was coke. So I said, hey, can I get a line off of you? Well, it's crystal meth. And I really liked it.
Oh, god.
Have you ever
damn.
struggled with addiction?
No.
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 I have not.
I don't think so.
You know, I wonder every day. I drink a lot, but also I'm 23.
What's a lot?
Multiple times a week. Like maybe half a bottle.
Have you ever struggled
Damn.
with addiction?
I don't know if you can say struggle. I think I've had points where it's like, okay, you need to back off.
I had to like question myself and be like, maybe we're doing this a little too often.
Have you struggled with addiction?
Yes, I'm an alcoholic. I still go to AA.
I was drinking
Damn.
by myself.
To the point where I couldn't even walk, and I'm just in my house.
Drinking like 10 shots a day.
I used to
Damn.
drink like every day before I went to high school. My parents
wow.
would leave for work. I drank, and then my ride would pick me up.
I'm a bartender.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Drinking every day before going to school in high school. That's wild. That is fucking wild. So we've seen a couple people saying alcohol, and the thing that really like mystifies me, not mystifies, but it could be a little scary to know, is that alcohol is legal. Okay, once you're 21, nobody can tell you can't buy it. Buy as much as you want, to the point where you can die, form an addiction. Alcohol is a serious thing, you know what I mean? But anybody can just make the argument of like, oh man, other drugs, are illegal, like pills, over-the-counter pills, medical drugs, shit like that. People could form addictions off of that too, you know what I mean? But yeah, nah, man, that's just a reality that people just gotta face, you know what I mean? When you use certain drugs, just always gotta watch yourself.
Bartender. It's just kind of like a very normalized thing after every single shift that I worked.
I worked at a club.
Living in Michigan in the winter, and it's a resort town, so drinking is really normalized.
I was positive with HIV, and I was keeping that a secret. Friends were getting sick and dying, and
Oh,
so
wow.
it was really stressful, and so I drank.
Not understanding my queerness or whatever, and drowning out the thoughts that I didn't want to think until kind of came to a point where like you gotta be honest with yourself and be true, and that's what happened. And I'm happier now.
Have you ever struggled with addiction?
No. Oh, no.
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 Struggle? No. Ain't a struggle. I just know that I'll never leave weed alone.
I do like to smoke weed.
Yes.
Probably addicted to weed.
I've never been sober for longer than like a year.
No
Guess I could
shot.
quit.
I think that's one thing people have confused a little bit. People act like you can't get addicted to certain things. Like, let's say weed. It's not like certain things are inherently addictive. It's just you might have an addictive personality. So, for example, smoking weed weed isn't an addictive drug, but somebody can have an addictive personality and not put smoking weed down, or they can't put that Coca-Cola with a lot of sugar down, or you know what I mean. So people sometimes just have an addictive personality, and they just turn things that aren't necessarily really addictive into addictive things. And however much you have of it is bad for you is debatable too. You know what I mean?
I just really don't want to.
Have you ever struggled with addiction?
No, I haven't. Or at least I don't think I have.
I wouldn't say so, no. Yes, 100% I have. I'm still struggling with it. Adderall.
Oh, Adderall?
Stimulants in general. I got nicotine patches on my fucking arm right now. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. And I've been into things that kind of enhance my focus since I was like 16.
I got talked into getting on antidepressants.
Oh, acid?
And it really was bad for me. Like, you feel trapped in your body, and every day is just okay.
Have you struggled with addiction?
Shit.
Yeah, I used to smoke cigarettes like a lot.
Nicotine.
That Puff Bar be kicking my ass. Flavored nicotine. Don't do it. Stay away from it. It's literally the stupidest thing you could ever do.
Have you struggled with
That's funny as hell.
Yeah, cocaine for a little bit.
Cocaine, blow.
A good friend of mine and I decided to try it. Just like, you know, it just really took hold of me. Actually broke into my mom's house and overdosed. And my mom actually walked in on it. But if she hadn't walked in, I probably wouldn't be here.
I was a functioning meth addict, I guess. It was an everyday thing for about 7 years. It got pretty bad. I was living on the streets, but it was all about the nightlife. Bam, 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 all the way until Monday. Been up for 5 days, pass out for 2.
That's crazy way to live. Like, that's a crazy way. And that'd be some of the same people you see that are homeless. You know, not to say all homeless people are like this, but the few homeless people that you see are tweaked out on drugs. You know what I mean? It's annoying to see because, like, they kind of got themselves to that position. You know what I mean? And it's annoying when, like, you know, they're bothering other people or they're bothering you. You know what I mean? Or, you know, asking for change. I don't mind helping people, but it's just certain people that just, like, you got yourself to that position. You know, if somebody says no to you, you move on with your day. But I've seen some homeless people who have been tweaked out on drugs. You know what I mean? Like, harass people. Like, who are you harassing for money, man? Like, that's crazy. Like, be humble. You got yourself there. Take it day by day. Maybe you'll make it out, or maybe you want to stay there. Some people just like it like that, and they stay doing that kind of stuff in the streets until they die. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, the whole drug thing, like this dude's story right here, that's crazy. For 7 years, just awake for 5 days, passing out a couple, just nightlife every single day. That's crazy. Like, you don't really get anywhere. But I mean, it's not my life. You know what I mean? It's not me. You know, somebody else could do that. I could really care less. You know what I mean? As long as it doesn't bother me or anybody else, for the fact. It's a sad thing, though. It is sad.
And then start the whole thing over again.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. That's part of the reason I'm here. And my boys aren't. Dang it.
Your boys aren't what?
They're in Michigan and I'm in Seattle.
Oh,
Because this is where my support system is.
Thankfully, I had one of my best friends now. She stopped me one night and was just like, "You've been drinking a lot." And that's where I was just like, okay.
Haven't drank in 10 years. It's been about 5 years.
2001 is the last time that I did it.
Have you ever
2001?
addiction?
Yeah.
A long time ago.
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
What were the negative effects on your life?
I was placed on academic probation from my
What the
college.
fuck?
Just not showing up to class. Just playing WoW. Video games and social media. It's habit forming.
I'm addicted to Instagram.
Instagram.
TikTok. I cannot let Twitter go.
I could agree. That's another form of addiction that people kind of ignore too. You know, apart from like food and substances, there's such a thing as like I guess addiction to certain technologies. You know what I mean? Scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, just all the shit, the amount of information you keep looking at, skipping over. So that's another form of addiction that somebody could form. Once again, I think it's more towards an addictive personality, but these apps are made to do that anyways, to keep your attention longer, regardless. That's why you always kind of gotta limit yourself, just not to be on TikTok, sitting on your bed for the whole day. You don't want to do that. You lose a lot of time doing that.
Do you struggle with addiction at all?
A little bit, not like drugs, but I really, really, really like online shopping.
Shopping. Football's part of my addiction. It used to ruin my day if my team lost, and it was like taking over my life.
I'll just get like really engulfed into like school or work, and like up to the point where it's like a little bit unhealthy.
It's not a serious addiction or anything like that, but if I'm sad, I want to have sex. If I'm angry, I want to have sex.
I really struggle with codependency and like being alone, and so I would self-medicate with pornography.
Have you struggled with addiction?
Does food count?
I'm addicted to sugar.
Candy,
sweets,
yeah, food
anything
counts.
like that.
Eating is an addiction for me because I've tried to cut back, but I haven't been able to.
I binge and then restrict.
I have a binge eating disorder. It affects my relationship.
For a little bit, I struggled with a lot of self-image stuff, and I would run till I couldn't anymore at the gym. Like in my mind, it was you run these extra 30 minutes or else you're just like, you know, like a fat piece of shit.
I work out almost every single day of the week. So I think that kind of led to an eating disorder for a short amount of time in college.
Have you struggled with addiction?
Kind of, yeah. With my depression and my anxiety and all of that jazz. When I was younger, I was really addicted to feeling terrible.
Just the cycle of negative self-talk. And I don't know how I got so addicted to just talking to myself like that. But over the years, especially after having a kid, I've had to accept the fact that I am a badass woman.
Have you ever struggled with addiction?
That's good.
No.
No.
I have not. Does run in the family.
Addiction runs in my
Family.
My uncle, mom's dad.
My dad, my mother was addicted to a lot of drugs, specifically crack.
Crack epidemic.
Damn.
Because of my father's
Crack
addiction,
epidemic,
I'm
crazy.
scared as shit to be addicted to anything.
I had a heroin addict in my family, and it just be like, right as you see them improving, it just like rebuttals and goes back so many different stages.
You want to help so bad, but you can't help a person who doesn't want help.
I'm actually dealing with somebody who I
Yeah.
think just got arrested
It's
last
difficult.
night for like being, I think he was drunk in public. I have no idea. I got a call at 2 a.m. from a police station though.
I remember one time I came home and my brother was just like laying out on our at our front door outside the house, like practically half dead, and
that man was slumped.
He had overdosed, and my mom had to nurse him back to health the
Oof.
next week. So
That's
at this point,
crazy.
it's hard to want to have a relationship with him.
After so many tries, you just
Difficult,
can't
man.
anymore.
It's like either I have to like not have that relationship or have to like accept that like I have a relationship with my mom who's a drug addict.
Eventually, they did
That's
finally
tough,
gain
man.
some control, but unfortunately, it had already taken quite a toll on them at that point. And they didn't live much longer after that.
Yeah, addiction really can fuck you up, depending on what it is. I mean, if you're addicted to just like, I don't know, maybe eating sugars and sweets, you know what I mean? That shit will only fuck you up as far as maybe, you know, giving you some kind of fucking disease or some shit. I don't know, like diabetes or some shit. But like being addicted to like hardcore drugs will kill you a lot faster, and definitely I think it would deteriorate you faster over the years mentally and physically. You know what I mean? I think having a Coke every day will definitely, you know, mess you up a little over the years, you know, but drinking a bunch of alcohol every day will definitely fuck you up faster and way worse, I think. Just over the long term, a lot quicker. Or doing fucking crazy hardcore drugs like crystal meth. It's extremely refreshing to hear people recognize social media and internet. Yeah. So yep, there's many forms of addiction. Pretty interesting to hear some of these people's responses. A lot of people said no, but a lot of people also said yeah, and a lot of people also said that they personally didn't struggle with like an addiction, but they knew people like family members or friends who did struggle with, you know, some kind of addiction. So anyways, watch yourself, try not to get addicted to anything. If you guys did enjoy the video, drop a like and subscribe. Let me know if you guys want me to react to anything else, talk about certain topics, or maybe just, you know, get back on some of the more funnier videos, I would say, instead of more serious topics. You guys let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.